PipSnipers here, back for another update. I just want to show you guys Bitcoin over here. So this is my post over here on September 26th. I did say on my Twitter that we were in an ending diagonal, and we did sweep this buy side liquidity. We also went up. We also only went up in a three-wave move. It looks like on the 26th to 29th, we wicked up towards 66,345 at the 100% fib, and then we had that waterfall move down. As you guys can see, we wicked up to the 100% fib, and then we saw that waterfall move down. Now, this is one of the trades. This is one of the trades I gave to the Discord members. We're currently in profit. Let me see here. So this is the trade I gave to the Discord members over here, the private members, and currently down a little bit over 6%. Right, we're forming a little bit of an ending diagonal over here. You see how the waves are overlapping here within a falling wedge. There's a possibility we have a push up towards these Fibonacci retracements, or we come down to fill some inefficiency at the lower end of the wedge and then see the breakout. But it's likely that the breakout will be a false break and a bull trap. Okay, and then we would have rejected any of these fibs below, and then we would come down for some further continuation towards the 61.8% fib at 57,930. Okay, and it's likely that we're going to go ahead and sweep this internal range liquidity to around the 702 and the 786 at 56,777 and 55,625. If you lose these two levels over here, then it makes it very likely that this is in fact an ABC correction, and we're going to come down towards 49,400. However, if we are able to maintain posture above these three levels over here and go no lower than 55,625 at the 786, then it's likely that there is a possibility that this is a 1-2, and then this is your 1-2 of your impulsive wave to the upside. Okay, but so far the bias is leaning towards that we see lower, and we would see we would see the 702 and the 786 get met. Okay, and what I have in mind, I did say it in the last video, but what I have in mind is that the correction goes on a little bit longer, because we only went up in a three-wave move here. So this over here we would likely go ahead and sweep this low. Right here. That's your sell side liquidity. And then you would come down like this towards the 702 at 46,793. And then this would be your two lows that would be set in place adjacent to one another. So you'd go ahead and sweep this low. Everyone thinks it's over. We're going into a bear market once you sweep this low over here, but it's actually we see a hard reversal off the 702. Okay, worst case scenario, we come down towards the 786. Now I found these fib supports by taking a fib from this low over here up to this high, so from January up to the high in March, and this would still be a bullish descending broadening wedge, right? Because what we have here is your A wave, your B wave, your C, your D, and then you have your E down over here. Now this E will either sweep your sell side towards the 702 and then bottom out here, or it would sweep the low for a little bit of a deeper retracement towards the 786 at 44,317. Okay, so these two levels would be the main point of interest if we lose the 786 at 55,625, and we would still be bullish. The structure is still bullish, right? This is just a bullish descending broadening wedge. Okay, this is what a bullish descending broadening wedge looks like. This is actually exactly what Bitcoin did, right? We had a wave 1 to the upside. Our wave 2 we had for over 150 days of reaccumulation. Then you had your wave 3 to the upside going up to March. Then for your wave 4, you print a bullish descending broadening wedge, right? And this is your A, B, C, D, and then you have your E wave like that before continuation up. Okay, and we could see that this is exactly what Bitcoin did on the daily. So let's go to a clean chart over here so you guys can see this a little bit better. But this is BTC, right? Wave 1, 150 days of reaccumulation for your wave 2, come up for your wave 3, and then you have your A, B, C, D, and then you have your E wave down. And notice something. Whenever you have a bullish descending broadening wedge and it's A, B, C, D, E, you're going to have a 3-wave move for each of the subwaves. Okay, notice how we have 3 waves within each of the macro waves over here. So this is your A, B, C, D, and E. Look, you can see over here that you have 3 waves for each, right? I'll show you. 3 down over here, 3 up over here, 3 down over here, 3 up over here, and then you have another 3 down over here. And that support would come towards the 702, 786. So around this region over here. You can see that we already hit the 618. Okay? We already hit the 618 here. But when we bounced off the 618, we only rallied in a 3-wave move. Okay? So there is a possibility the bottom is not in yet, like I said in my last video. I know a lot of people were going against that analysis, but I don't control the price. I'm just here to show you exactly what I see on the chart. And so far we only see a 3-wave move up. So becoming bullish here would be a little bit premature, right? Because this is just a 3-wave move. That's all we have so far. And then we have the price retracting back down into the range after sweeping your buy side. So it's hard to make a case that we're going to have continuation up unless these fib supports hold, right? Right? These fib supports hold at, so I'll show you guys over here. These supports here. Okay, lose the 786, then it's very likely that this just was an ABC. Going back to this chart over here. Let me just remove this drawing. So you have three up in your A, 3 down in your B, and then a 5-wave move to the upside within your D. Sorry, within your C of your D wave. Okay? Just like that. Okay? Okay, now that's the bearish scenario. The bullish scenario would be that this is your wave 1, this is your wave 2, and now we're within our wave 3. This is your wave 1 of 3, your wave 2 of 3, wave 3 of 3, 4 of 3, 5 of 3, and so forth, right? However, it's hard to make a case in which a scenario like this occurs, because so far what we see is just a 3-wave move so far. Okay, but let's definitely not rule anything out. Okay, so I gave you guys the bullish and the bearish scenarios so you are prepared. Um, just in case, so you guys are prepared for both scenarios. All right. Let's take a look at the DXY. DXY is bullish. Okay. We have 5 waves down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an ending diagonal within your 5th wave. Taking a look at the RSI, we have bullish divergence over here. Lower lows, right? Lower lows, but a higher low on the RSI. Okay. Bullish divergence, which is likely to come up, which is likely to propel price towards the 50 or 61.8% fib, with the first point of interest being the 38.2% fib over here. Now, there is a possibility that we're doing something like we did back here in 2016 in September. You see how we struggled over here? It's possible we come back up to the highs or the retracement of the larger structure that we have here. Okay, it's possible we do this. It's very possible. I'm just pointing that out there. And then we would be going up around elections, or we would be bottoming out near elections, bottoming out in the later half of October going into next year. Bottoming out in the later half of October and then rallying into next year, I should say. Okay, so we can take a look here at the Russell. And the Russell there's a possibility that the Russell continues to range here, right? This would be your A wave, B wave, and C wave. And same thing with the Russell. We only went up in a 3-wave move here. You guys see that? 3-wave move. And now we're back below these range highs. So this can't be impulsive because you see the waves are overlapping here, right? And then if we were to zoom out over here, it looks like we may just be still grinding within this wedge before continuation higher. So we may not have expansion yet, okay? We may come down first, going into elections, and then we have the expansion from there. Let's take a look at ES. Okay, this is ES, and we have swept our buy-side liquidity, sitting on July 16th. We swept it. It's likely we're going to come down towards the 38.2% fib, which would be about a 1.5% drop. Now that's just a minimum. There is a possibility we go lower. Let's take a look at NQ. NQ, we have the internal range liquidity taken, with your draw on liquidity being your 786 and 886. So it's likely we come down for a little bit of a retracement. Okay, so I showed you the Russell, I showed you ES, NQ, DXY, Bitcoin, and we can also take a look at WTI. We can also take a look at crude oil over here. I expect a very nice short squeeze on crude oil, likely back towards $87. Okay, now this does look like a possible ascending channel over here, right? Come up towards here and then see lower from there. But I do expect a nice blow off top here on crude. I expect it to have a short squeeze and a rally to back above $87. Okay, so the DXY is currently bullish. Crude oil is bullish. Stock market is bearish, along with Bitcoin. Okay, so let's take a look at Total 3. Total 3 is rejected off the 88.6% fib. You guys see that? See how we rejected off the 886 there? It's likely we're going to go ahead and make a new low here. Very likely. Okay. Going into elections, which would be around November, going into next year, right? Later half of October, November, and then into next year we rally, right? And that would be coming to around the 70.2% fib. You see, we already hit the 618 over here. You guys see that? But there's a possibility we sweep this low towards the 702 and then we rally from there. Okay, let's take a look at USDT dominance. USDT dominance, so we perfectly call the bottom on USDT dominance. So congrats to anyone who managed to take a short when I call this out. You see how we swept this low over here? And then we started to use it as really nice structural support. You guys see this? Came down, swept this low, rallied, had a retrace back towards the 702, 786, and then we saw more continuation to the upside. Okay. And like I showed in my last video, the stock RSI on USDT dominance always called the bottom. On the 3-day time frame especially. It's always called the bottom on USDT dominance and a local top on crypto. Okay, so there's a possibility we make a new high up here towards the 618 at 7.27%, measured from this high over here, so from the very high down to the very low. You see, we already hit the 50% here, but there is a possibility that the top is not in, and we come up towards the 618 and then see the rejection from there, right? Just giving out possibilities here. And that possibility, that bearish possibility, is becoming more likely by the day, just judging by what the price action is giving us, what the price action is showing us so far. Okay, likely will come up towards 6.1%. If you end up having a daily closure above 6.1% at the 702 and 6.21% at the 786, then it's likely we'll go ahead and make a new high on USDT dominance, and crypto will make a new low. So remember, if USDT dominance breaks above 6.21% on the daily time frame and 6.1%, then it's likely crypto will go ahead and make a new low. More specifically, Bitcoin. Okay, so that was total 3. That was the total altcoin market cap, USDT dominance, DXY, US stock market, and Bitcoin. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and if you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Peace out and take it easy. See you in the next one.